Today I am going to teach you a chapter from class 12, The Lost Spring. Writer Ennis Jung. From this very name, we can guess that something is lost, isn't it? Yes. It is the stories about millions of children in India who waste their childhood in wreck picking or hazardous industries. Childhood is the spring of life, but unfortunately, these children, like Sahib and Mukesh, waste this spring either in the garbage or in the furnace. They are representing the whole class. Actually, the writer Ennis Jung describes two stories here to highlight their miserable life. The characters and places are different, but the problem is the same. Thousands of Sahib and Mukesh are condemned to live life of misery and exploitations. See, this is a picture. It's a picture of a rag picker. Do you know what are rag pickers? Rag pickers are a person who collects and sells rags. Again, rags. Rags means clothes that are very old and torn. Actually, at home also you can see we use such rags or torn clothes for cleaning, isn't it? Let's see the story first. This is a rag picker. Then this is the picture of the child working in the Bengal factories. Though these factories are harmful for their, totally harmful actually for their health, especially their eyesight, it affect on their eyesight. Let's start the story. Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood by Ennis Jung. About the writer. Ennis Jung is an Indian writer. She wrote several books. This chapter is an excerpt from her book, Lost Spring, Stories of Stolen Childhood. Summary. In this chapter, the author analyzes the grinding poverty and traditions which condemn these children to a life of exploitations. The author describes her meeting with two children from deprived background actually. Through them, she wants to highlight the plight or difficult situation of the street children. Early in the life, these boys are forced into labor and also denied the opportunity of schooling. She also brings out the carelessness of society and the political class towards the suffering of the poor. She condemns such types of traditions that exploit these children. Actually, this is, we can say, the child labor, isn't it? And there's law for that also. In our amendment, we have laws to control the child labor. Actually, in the laws, what we found here, employers of any child worker, is it below 14? Yes, it is punishable, and with imprisonment term from 6 months. And if they are repeatedly punish them, then they are forced to imprison for 2 years. Okay, let's see the story. The first story, because the writer is describing here two stories about two children named Sahib and Mukesh. The first story is of Sahib. In the story, she met a rag picker boy named Sahibi Alam. The meaning of his name is Lord of the Universe. They are migrated from Bangladesh in 1971 and lives in Simapuri, outskirts of Delhi. These rag pickers' children look for valuables in the garbage. Things like coins, torn shoes, which are as precious as gold for them. They could hardly manage some food for themselves. Otherwise, other things like identity, education, shoes are their unfulfilled dreams. For elders, it's a means of survival. Rag picking is their daily bread. It helps them to afford food, clothing, and shelter for the family. So, they migrated from Bangladesh in 1971 and live in Simapuri. It is outskirts of the city of Delhi. And the rag pickers, they search coins, torn shoes. Sometimes they get silver coins also in that garbage dumps. And all these things they collected from the dumps are as precious as gold for them. And for their food and shelter, they have to work hard. The boys from this early stages start working for their survival without going to school. So, this is a very miserable conditions. Their life are very hard in such conditions. In the garbage heaps, they look for things which could partially fulfill their dreams. So, in garbage, what they get, they can partially fulfill their wish or their needs. One day, the writer saw the boy holding a canister going towards the milk boot. He had got a job at a tea stall. He was happy that he would get 800 rupees and a meals. The writer noticed that Sahib had lost the freedom of being his own master, which he received as a rag picker. So, he got a job in a tea stall. He is holding a canister going towards the milk boat. The writer, when found him, he noticed that Sahib was happy because he got 800 rupees per month and also all the meals they provided to him. Also, at the same time, the writer noticed that Sahib had lost his freedom of being his own master, which he received as a rag picker. Now he feels like some burden on him because this burden is from his master's side. Now he feels the canister is heavier and than his plastic bags of rag picking. Here, the writer wants to portray that the child Sahib lost his all freedom from his mind. He no more his own master. So here we have seen, ironically, the name Sahib-e-Alam, but he is not the Lord of the universe, isn't it? He is a rag picker. He has to work hard for her living. In the second story also we found the story of Mukesh, who belonged to the family of bangle makers in Firozabad. Bangle symbolizes in Indian women, for Indian women, the symbol of Suhag, and it stands for auspiciousness in marriages. The boy Mukesh had a dream of becoming a car mechanic. He seems to be determined to achieve his modest aim. On the contrary, his family is traditionally engaged in the bangle making, and this profession harmed them physically. Especially, they lost their eyesight working on these factories. They feared to dream something other due to the police or many moneylenders and middlemen. More than 20,000 young children work illegally in glass furnaces with high temperatures. They hardly earn any money out of it and could not afford or build a house to live in. They have fallen in the wave of poverty and exploitations. Moneylenders, middlemen, and even the policemen exploit them. Poverty, apathy, greed, and injustice conspire to make their life miserable. Mukesh does not dream flying a machine, but a car on the roads of Firozabad. So, the life of Mukesh is Mukesh, and like him 20,000 others children also work on that hot furnaces, and it affect on their physical health, especially they lost their eyesight in this working in these factories. But if they dream of coming out of this, but they can't do that, they can't fulfill their dream because the money lenders, policemen, and middlemen come on their way. They exploit them. So, this is the story of Mukesh, who work in the factories of bangle making. But in due course of time, we come to know that he is strong determined to work hard and to become a car mechanic. His determination led him to fulfill his dream. He want to do something challenging because in their area no one dare to challenge or go out of their work. But this is sheer determination of Mukesh. He tried to go out of it. This is the story about Mukesh. In the next video, I will provide you the question answers. If you like my video, do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.